dive into financial literacy today. Do you have any kind of initial talking points that you want to hit on first to just sort of educate people on what we can be doing for financial literacy?
Yes, sir. So it's kind of a broad topic, right? And if you talk to 10 different financial professionals, you're going to get 10 different answers, right? And perspectives. But we're a little unique in the sense that we look at the holistic picture, right? So we want to look at it from a personal and professional. How can we help you and your family and or someone in their business, right? And look at we start something as basic as FICO scores, credit scores, your Social Security income, what's it projected to be? What does that report look like? Do you know what the difference is at 62, 65, and 67 years old? What happens if you wait a little longer than that? And then we take a step back and look at, okay, what are the hobbies? What does the family want to do now in the future, right? Is education important? Are there children that we got to worry about, right? And focus on. So financial literacy is different for everybody, but I would say the common denominator is that you have to plan for now, liquidity, enjoy yourself, but you also have to keep a percentage and or live on less now to enjoy the fruit of your labor later in the golden years, so to speak.
And so now, what are some of the unique things about Gorra Financial, how you help your clients, both business and individual, with, just enhancing their financial literacy?
Great question. So like I said, we take a step back, we look at the macro picture, and then we work into the micro. So if we find that when we focus on the basics and the fundamentals, it's easier to get to the goal that they have for their overall financial picture, if you will. But we're unique in the sense that we're an open platform. So what does that mean? We go to the broker dealer, One America Securities. We look at all the different companies we have selling agreements with. So whether it's Fidelity or BlackRock or Vanguard, we don't have a biased opinion as far as who you do business with. We just want to do the right thing for the client. And the same is true on the life insurance side and or referring to an estate planner. So we always give 3 referrals just from a compliance standpoint. It's always good to have an unbiased opinion so the client can interview them, can ask questions. We'll attend the meeting too if they request us to go. So those are kind of those little 1%ers. Those little things that you do with the clients go a long way. And we find that they appreciate them because it's more of a detailed, personal, custom tailored fit as opposed to a broad brush.
What are some of the things we can be listening to and asking our clients to see if they're potentially a good fit for you guys at Gorra?
I would start with protecting the mortgage, because typically that's one of the biggest purchases people make. And people are saying, okay, I'm going to spend this monthly commitment. I'm going to pay this interest rate. I'm going to pay the insurance. I'm going to pay the maintenance. I would say start with protecting the mortgage and or your income. So a rule of thumb is 20 times your income. So if someone's making $100,000 a year, you should have at least 20 times income and or $2 million to make sure that your family can still pay for that mortgage, maintain the same lifestyle, and start there as a fundamental. A lot of people that come to me and say, Josh, I want to buy a single family. I want to buy a multi, I want to buy a condo. And I'm like, look, before you get caught up in the process, right? Because we fall in love with these properties and you get the warm and fuzzy and want to buy. I'm like, look at the big picture. Can you afford it on your worst day? Worst year, right? Inflation's over 8%. I don't care what everybody says. Life is way more expensive today than it was 5 years ago, right? Than it was 3 years ago. So if you're going to buy a property, in my opinion, having owned and sold multiple units over the last 20 years, I would say, look, it's one of the best investments you're going to make. Just make sure it's the right one for you financially now and in the future.